Yo, what's up guys? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. And in this one, I wanted to talk about what if Call of Duty got the Halo treatment. And I'm going to be talking about three specific subjects on the overall subject when it comes to this. So there are three categories, so to speak. So let's get straight into this. Now, the first thing, that is dedicated servers. Now, for the longest time ever, the Call of Duty community has been asking for dedicated servers. Now, we've gotten hybrid servers, which is basically like you're playing on a player-to-player connection, but if that doesn't work out to be really good enough, then they're going to connect you to the nearest server. Now, the thing is, there aren't nearly as many servers and as many dedicated servers in Call of Duty as there are in Halo, because Halo basically depends on pure dedicated servers, at least from the competitive standpoint. As a matter of fact, actually, the whole game does for like ever. Halo's always been on dedicated servers, and for the most part, it gets rid of a lot of connection issues. Now, it's not the end-all be-all. It's not the end-all be-all solution to lag. I don't think there is such a solution, actually. There's always going to be lag, but it definitely minimizes it and minimizes BS. But there's also the fact that Call of Duty is also built with lag compensation in, and it seems to be increased as of lately, and which also leads to other problems like rubber banding. You know, like let's say you round a corner after being shot in the back, but you're still alive, and you go around the corner and there's no way you should still be getting shot, but somehow it seems like the bullet curves around the corner and it hits you in the back again and you're dead. Or on your opponent's screen, it shows you that they see you, but you don't see them when you look at the kill cam, and wham bam, there you go. You know, for instance, Black Ops 2 was the biggest violator of all this. It's had one of the worst lag compensations ever. Still one of the best Call of Duty games ever made, but in terms of lag compensation, it was one of the worst. But again, the Call of Duty community has always been wanting this. They wanted this for a very long time, and especially after the Modern Warfare 2 or the Modern Warfare 3 era specifically. Because back in Modern Warfare 2, for instance, you know, the connection was so good that, you know, people didn't care. And on top of that, the Call of Duty community is incredibly big. It's much bigger than Halo. Even now, even though the Call of Duty community seems to have shrunk completely, and it seems to be also divided by playing different games, it's a lot more costly for Activision to get dedicated servers that would cover the entire population of the Call of Duty community. But even with that being said, let's break down, let me give you guys an amazing but yet sad fact, okay? Infinite Warfare across the board for pretty much every platform is down at least 50% in sales. That's no secret right there. We all know that, right? Well, this year, according to what I've been seeing and hearing, Battlefield 2 was the game that came in second place, okay? And I think anybody with an IQ over 50 or more can pretty much say in terms of quality that Battlefield 1 is a better game than Infinite Warfare. I mean, hands down. From the multiplayer and even the single player, just everything. Battlefield 1, in terms of quality, is the overall better game. And now, obviously, people might prefer to play Call of Duty over Battlefield, and I am one of those people. But in terms of quality, I think it's safe to say that Battlefield 1 was a better game, and yet it still couldn't outsell Infinite Warfare. And that's not including the whole supply drop and microtransactions deal either. So, and the thing is, Infinite Warfare is obviously probably the worst game in sales, but it's still number one. And let's not forget, Black Ops 3 did way better in sales without the supply drops and the microtransactions, okay? And then last year with Call of Duty Black Ops 3, with the supply drops alone, along with microtransactions or whatnot, they made $1 billion in profit. $1 billion. And that's not just from the game alone. And that's not including DLC. So, at least to my knowledge, if I have anything wrong about this, make sure you guys let me know down in the comment section and correct me, because of everything that I've seen and did research on, that's what it leads me to believe is, and it's also what other YouTubers have been saying as well. So, but the thing is, when you put all this stuff together, it's pretty safe to say that Activision basically leads the way in terms of the amount of money they get per yearly release on the game. I mean, they're the top dogs in terms of the amount of money they make. So even with the Call of Duty community being big, I mean, I personally think they could afford dedicated servers, if not more dedicated servers, so that way the overall connection could be better. And it's something that everybody has been wanting for a long time, but they just haven't done it. And again, I understand it is extremely expensive, but just for topic's sake, I thought it made a pretty good topic because, again, the community's been wanting it. And there's going to be more about this, but let's go on to subject number 2 here, okay, to category 2. And that is development. Now, early on in development, I'd say maybe 50 to 60% through the way in development, when the game was able to be played at least. The maps wouldn't have been complete, but the game was at least playable, and you have a good feel of the game. It was even pre-alpha or whatnot. The Halo team brought in a group of pro players and basically kept them around for a very long time, up until the game's release, to get constant feedback and on the game and what needs to be done and all that good stuff. We're not talking about like getting them just like a couple months before the game gets released and then, you know, getting their opinions on that and making subtle changes here and there. No, we're talking about these guys had a really big influence on this game. And imagine if Call of Duty did the exact same thing to that exact same degree. I'm not saying that they don't do it, but they don't do it to that. It doesn't seem that they do it to that degree. So, what if they got a group of pros as well as a group of pub players that have been dedicated to Call of Duty forever? And they don't necessarily have to be the YouTubers or the biggest YouTubers. They could be guys that are legitimately dedicated to Call of Duty. So, and they can call them in early phases of the game to where the game is playable, even though the maps may not be complete or, you know, everything not being complete. But the game is at least playable at the starting stages, and then they can get feedback from there on out through the development of the game on how things should be laid out and how it should be played. And and for those of you guys that are pub players, remember also it's important to have pros in the scene, because there's also the pro aspect of the game, which is different from the pub aspect. So that's why I'm suggesting they bring in both areas. And on top of that, pros, at least the pros that started out playing Call of Duty, started way back in COD 4. The OG guys, I guess you can say. Back then, before Call of Duty became a professional game in terms of competition, all pros were pub stompers at one point. I guess we can say that. So, and even in today's generation of COD players, there's a certain percentage of pros that play today that were just really damn good pub players, and they just wanted to start competing and playing the different game modes and just test out the skills to see how good they are. So I think it's important that if they did that, I mean, it's also, you're also listening to community, because the pros and the pub players are a part of the community, and they're big parts of the community. So anyway, let's move on to subject number 3 here, and that is DLC. There are 2 games right now, 2 very big games. The one I'm playing right now that you're seeing right in front of your screen, Halo, and Titanfall 2, that release free DLC. Now, I completely understand that this is a very rare thing, and I completely understand, obviously, that, you know, it makes total and complete sense to put a price tag on DLC, obviously. This is extra content that's not included with the base game in the first place. Completely understandable. But at the same time, there's 2 aspects to this, and that is, obviously, when you make DLC, you're also dividing the community. And obviously the Call of Duty community, again, is much bigger than the Titanfall community. It's much bigger than the Halo community. But it's still a community divided nonetheless. And right now, the community in Call of Duty is divided in such as they're playing different games. And from my experience as of lately, a vast majority of the Call of Duty community is playing Black Ops 2 as of right now. In terms of the most active game that's not as broken yet, or not as hacked due to time and to people messing with it, Black Ops 2 is where a majority of the community is spending their time as of right now. And there are other people that are in Modern Warfare 3. There are other people that are in Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, you name it. It's a community divided overall. One way or another, either way you look at it, it's a community divided. So there needs to be another means. Now, sure, a free DLC is a way to do it, but there needs to be another better means in some way, shape, or form to basically keep the community united even better. Because the Call of Duty community is a strong community. And it's also a very passionate community as well. So I think there also needs to be there needs to be a solution to be found that, well, you know, we got to find a way to keep this community united. So, and let's not mention the fact that when you divide the community and when you don't have the option to disable DLC, it tends to mess with the connection. So there you go. See, everything kind of connects in a sense if you think about it. And this little fourth thing that I'm going to add in here is just a little bonus thing, but in my opinion, the Halo announcer is way more epic than the Call of Duty announcer. You got your standard UAV online, counter UAV, standing by, and all that kind of stuff. That's cool and everything, but to me, in my opinion, just doesn't compare to the enthusiastic and epic sound of double kill, triple kill, perfect. You know, it just doesn't compare to that, at least in my opinion. So anyway, guys, that is pretty much it. That's all I have room to discuss for on this video. I've run out of time already, and I know this seems like a rant video, but it really isn't. I mean, you can kind of classify it as such, and but it really isn't. But wouldn't it just be amazing if Call of Duty got the Halo treatment in certain ways? And let all opinions and facts be stated down in the comments below. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you guys think. What do you believe? And if there are any ideas that you guys can come up with or something that you thought of that I didn't add in this video, then please let it be known down in the comment section below. And if I got anything wrong in terms of some of the facts that I've heard from other people and on the internet say, you know, just feel free to correct me down below. So anyway, with that being said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. And if you did, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.